Hi, this is Barry Walsh, your COVID-19 Math 10 teacher online. And today, Systems of Linear Equations Word Problems Part 2. Now, the last lesson, the question that we talked about at the end of the lesson was this one. The candy sweet store. And I promised that I would do this one first because it's a little bit tricky and I wanted to make sure you knew how to do it. If you recall, this was number 9 in the practice questions from the last lesson. Okay, the store sells Smarties for $5.25 a kilogram and M&Ms for $5.85 a kilogram. The store also sells a mixture of Smarties and M&Ms for $5.51 per kg. The mixture is 15 kilograms. How many kilograms of each type of candy is in the mixture? In my notes, I wrote to use S for Smarties and M for M&Ms. It's just one of those questions that's easier if you do that. Use the letters from the problem itself. And I also put an S up here to use substitution. Now we could use substitution and elimination for any of these, but the last lesson I varied the approach, and today I'm going to vary the approach as well. The first equation in this problem is quite straightforward. It says the mixture is 15 kilograms. So what we have is Smarties plus M&Ms is equal to 15 kgs. And that's as straightforward as you can get for an equation. Now, this equation has to do with the kilograms of Smarties, the kilograms of M&Ms, and the total kilograms. This equation has nothing to do with the price of the Smarties and the M&Ms. The second equation has to do with the price of Smarties, the price of M&Ms, and the total price. It doesn't have anything to do with the mass of the candy. So the first one is about the total kilograms, the second one is about the total price. Okay, so Smarties are $5.25 per kilogram, and M&Ms are $5.85 per kilogram. And in this equation, this would stand for $5.25 times the total number of kilograms of Smarties plus $5.85 times the total number of kilograms of M&Ms is equal to, we have a price for the mixture. It says the mixture is $5.51. So the mistake that many students make when they're first doing these questions is they leave the price at $5.51 on the right side of the equation. But of course, that cannot be correct. Why? Because it only represents 1 kilogram. $5.51 is 1 kilogram of the mixture. And we have to represent the entire mixture here of 15 kilograms. I'm going to use my calculator today because I don't want to make careless mistakes. So 15 times $5.51 gives us 82.65. Now, isn't that a more reasonable number to put in here as opposed to $5.51? Because 82.65 represents the 15 kilograms. This is not a bad question to do with substitution, because if we take this equation, s plus m equals 15, and if we move the m over here to the right side of the equal sign, it's opposite operation, so plus m minus m, so it's 15 minus m, so it's very easy to isolate the letter s in that equation. So now I'm going to bring down the second equation. We have to be more careful with this one because there are more numbers in it, decimal numbers. Equals 8265. So what we're going to do now, because this is substitution, we are going to substitute. That's supposed to be an arrow there, guys. We are going to substitute 15 minus m in place of s. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And what will that do for us? That's going to give us one letter in the next line. And we know that if we're just dealing with one letter, an equation is much easier to deal with. 85m equals 8265. There we go. So that's all we've done, is we've replaced s with 15 minus m. Substitution method. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply $5.25 by everything in the bracket. 525 times 15, 7875, and 525 times minus m is minus 525m. And then I'm going to bring down the plus 585m, bring down the equal sign, bring down 8265. Now before we proceed and do anything else, what we have here are like terms. And you know from earlier in the year that when you have like terms, you have to combine them. Now, if we combine these, this is a positive, this is a negative, it looks like we get 0.6 or 0.60 m. And I'm going to bring down my 7875 plus 0.6 m equals 8265. Now, how do we get m by itself? Well, we have to get the $78.75 to the other side of the equation, and opposite operation again, so what we have to do. So we're going to subtract from both sides, and we end up with 0.60 m, or 0.6 m, equals 82.65, subtract 78.75. How's that look? 0.6 m. Now, I think that's 390, but I don't want to make a careless error, so I'm going to do it on the calculator just to be sure. Yes, 390 with a decimal, 3.90. And our final step is to divide by decimal 60 on both sides. M is equal to, divide by decimal 6. Okay, so m is 6.5. 6.5. All right, there we go. Now, what does this mean? Well, remember we're using M to represent M&Ms. So we have 6.5 kilograms of M&Ms. The total in the mixture is 15 kilograms. So if I bring down this first equation up here, we have S plus M equals 15. What is M? It's 6.5, so S plus 6.5 equals 15. We have to get S by itself, so plus 6.5 minus 6.5 on both sides, so S equals 15 minus 6.5, and that is going to equal, looks like 8.5 to me. S is equal to 8.5 kilograms of Smarties. And these two should add up to 15, and they do. Now I'm happy with this result because I like Smarties better. That doesn't have anything to do with the answer, I'm just saying. So hopefully you understand now, my friends, that this question it's pretty good once you realize that you have to multiply $5.51 by 15 kilograms to get the total value of all 15 kilograms. Question 2. Question 2 is very similar to question 1. It's a mixture problem. But instead of having the price per kilogram, we have the percentage amount in the solution. Now, probably this will be a little intimidating because it has percentages in it. But if you can think of it as very much like this one, almost identical, then it shouldn't be as bad as it looks. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do, well, let's read it. A cleaning company makes ammonia for different cleaning situations. A company expert mixes a 15% ammonia solution with a 25% ammonia solution to make 100 liters of a 21% solution. How much of each solution is required to make the 21%? All right, first thing that I'm going to do, I looked at what I had written here before I started, and because our two products, if you can call them that, 15% ammonia solution and 25% ammonia solution, it's not really the same as S for Smarties and M for M&Ms. So I'm going to say X will represent the 15% solution, and let Y represent the 25% solution. So we're going to use X and Y. Well, the first thing is we have two products, and the two products add together to give 100 liters. So equation 1, X plus Y equals 100 liters. Not so bad. Now, this equation has to do with the total solution. So it's the total number of liters. Total number of liters of the 15% solution, total number of liters of the 25% solution equals total number of liters of them together in the mixture. The next equation has to do with the amount coming from each of the percentage solutions into the overall solution. So the next equation has to do with the amount of ammonia First equation, total liters in the mixture. Second equation, total amount of ammonia. Now 15%, when you use it in an equation, it's going to be decimal 15 x plus decimal 25 y, and it's going to be equal to, it says 21%, but just as in the previous question with Smarties and M&Ms, we have to multiply here because 21% doesn't represent a number of liters, so we have to multiply 100 times 21%. Total amount of the 15% solution plus total amount of the 25% solution equals 100 liters. Second equation, 15% times the number of liters of the 15% solution plus 25% times the number of liters of the 25% solution equals, how much is 21% or decimal 21 times 100? It is 21. You knew that anyway. Now I also wrote to do this one in elimination. Remember, we're trying to mix them up so we get practice with substitution and elimination. So I'm going to do this one by elimination. And the easiest thing to do, we have decimal 15x on the bottom. We want to cancel out the x's, so we're going to multiply by decimal 15x on the top. Does that look good? Okay, so we get negative decimal 15x plus negative decimal 15y is equal to negative decimal 15 times 100 would be negative 15. Now I'm going to copy down the second equation. We don't have to do anything with that. 0.25y equals 21. There we go. So elimination, another name for the elimination method is the addition method. So we add these, negative decimal 15x and decimal 15x give you 0, so we say they cancel out. If we add negative decimal 15y and positive decimal 25y, we will get positive decimal 10y. Or you can say just decimal 1 if you want. And then when we add negative 15 and 21, we get 6. So this is working out nicely for elimination. The last step to solve this, to get y, is divide by decimal 1 or decimal 10. When we divide here, we get 1y or just y, and that is equal to 60, I believe. So 60 liters. So what does this mean? Just leave a little room here so I can write a little description. So we're going to have 60 liters. What did I say up here? Remember at the beginning I wrote down what y will represent. Y is 60 liters of the 25% solution. How's that? Now to get x, the easiest thing to do, I wouldn't deal with the second equation. The first equation is easier. Always do the easy way so you don't make careless errors. Okay, so we have y is equal to 60. So we replace y with 60 equals 100. X plus 60 equals 100. Opposite operation, plus 60 minus 60. So subtract 60 from both sides. X equals 100. Subtract 60. X equals 40 liters. And let's put a little description in there. This is 40 liters of what? The 15% solution. So up here at the beginning, I said, let X be the number of liters of the 15% solution. So we have 40 liters of the 15% solution. So that's how you do one of those kinds of mixtures. I think what makes this question seem harder is that we don't have distinct names for the original products. If these were products at Sobeys, one of them would be named a particular brand and another one would be named another brand. And in this problem, it just says 15% ammonia solution, 25% ammonia solution, and then 21% ammonia solution. In the first problem, we've got Smarties and we've got M&Ms, and we have a mixture of Smarties and M&Ms. So the lack of names in this question means you have to be better organized and say at the beginning, I'm going to let X be the number of liters of the 15% solution. Y is going to be the number of liters of the 25% solution. So you have to be more organized in this kind of a question because there aren't any names given to the products. All right, number 3. For the last 2 years, the average attendance, or the mean, at the Grey Cup football game was 62,068 people. Okay. Some of you may be intimidated by this, the average attendance or the mean. Now this is something you did, for a number of years. The most common use, I would think, for you guys would be marks. So let's say for a minute, we'll just do this little mini lesson on average or the mean. These two words are synonyms, right? They mean the same thing. So let's say you had 2 marks. You had 70 and you had 90. So how do you figure out your average if you have 70 and 90? Well, what you do is you add the two of them together and you divide by 2, right? So 70 plus 90 is 160, and you divide that by 2 and you get 80. That's all there is to it. And it can be about anything. So let's say you got paid for 2 weeks. What's your average pay? Take your first week's pay, add your second week's pay, divide by 2. It could be 2 babysitting situations. They're all done the same way. So, the first, I'm going to use another color here. The first equation we get above the green line, the wavy line that I just wrote there. So how are we going to write that? Well, first, let's say that attendance for 2019, X will be attendance for 2019, and Y will be attendance for 2018. The Grey Cup is played in November, so we don't have any statistics yet for 2020 Grey Cup. So the most recent years we have are 2019, 2018. How do we get the average? Well, X plus Y divided by 2 equals, what are we told the average is? 62,068. Now, the next equation is 2019, there were 12,500 more people in attendance than in 2018. So we know 2019 is X because I stated it here. It's important to, if you're using X and Y, to state what each one represents. Do that at the beginning. So if we subtract X, take away Y, so attendance 2019, take away attendance 2018, what do we get? 12,500. Yep. And those are the two equations. Now, I don't like this equation. Why don't I like it? Because it has a fraction in it, and that makes it more complicated to work with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it down here, and we are going to get rid of this fraction and make an easier equation to deal with. Now, if you recall, what are the 3 steps for getting rid of a fraction when you have an equation? Okay, the first step is, number 1, find the lowest common denominator. Okay, we only have one fraction. What's the LCD? 2. There's only one fraction. Its denominator has to be the LCD. Step 2, multiply every part of the equation by the LCD. Okay, let's do that. Multiply. So here we have 2 over 1, right? So on the top, we're going to multiply. We get 2 times x is 2x. 2 times y is 2y. And on the bottom, for the denominator, we have 1 times 2 is 2. And then, on the right side of the equation, we have to multiply this. So, not wanting to make careless errors, because then I'd have to do the whole thing over again, times 2. That's 124,136. Step 2 is completed. Multiply everything by the LCD. Step 3, divide to eliminate the fractions. Okay, 2x divided by 2 is x. 2y divided by 2 is y. And we just bring this down. We already multiplied we multiplied by 2 to get 124,136. So I'm just going to bring this down. So here is the equation that had a fraction simplified to this equivalent equation, which we can now put together with the other equation, which is rather simplified. X minus y equals 12,500. And in my notes, I said I was going to do this one by elimination. I didn't realize how perfect this one is for elimination until right now. Look, we don't have to multiply either equation by anything. We just have to add because the y's are going to cancel out. Y minus y is 0. So this is a 1x and a 1x. That gives us 2x. And if we if we add these two together, that's what we're going to do here. Add. Elimination method is also called the addition method. Remember that? So we get 6, 3, 6, 6. Okay, so we get 136, 636. I think so. And we have to divide both sides by 2. And x equals 68,318 people in attendance for what year? 2019, because I wrote it up here, let x be 2019 attendance. Okay, there we go. So now, doesn't matter which equation, they're both pretty simple to work with. So I'm going to take x, where are we? X plus y equals 124,136, and we're going to put, in place of x, we're going to put 68,318 plus y equals 124,136. So, opposite operation, subtract this from both sides, we'll get 124,136, subtract 68,318, so y will be equal to 124,136, subtract 68,318. Okay, so 55,818, and that's for the 2018 attendance. And there we go. That's it. Now, did I circle the other one? Did I? No, I didn't. So let's circle this one. Now, what does this mean? If we take 55,818 and add 68,318, and we get the sum, and then we divide that by 2, we're going to get the average, which we worked out. Well, we didn't work it out, but you can work it out, and this is what you're going to get. 62,068. Where did this number come from? It was given to us in the question. And we had to find out how many people attended each year. So we did. We found out 2019 attendance and 2018 attendance. I like that question, guys. The average was there. We had to decide between elimination and substitution. And then the elimination worked out perfectly. And then at the end, you wonder what those numbers mean. And if you stick them back into the average formula, then you get the average or the mean that was given to us in the first place. So there's a lot of math in that question. And I like it. All right, excuse my arm. I have your practice problems for today, and here they are. As usual, I've given the answers, but they're not in the proper order. The answers are all over the place, and they're mixed up. Now, you have some good questions here. You have some mixture questions. Percentage mixture question here. There's a percentage mixture question here with alcohol. That one's with a dye solution. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got a mixture question with biscuits. That would be like Smarties and M&Ms. Got a coin problem here. Lots of good questions. You know how important practice is. You can only get good at these word problems and get good at elimination and substitution if you practice. Now please be patient with yourselves, be kind to yourselves. You're probably going to make little mistakes. I make them all the time. And it's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if you have to do a question over again. Please don't rush through these. That's another thing that is a cause of making mistakes when you say, oh, I want to get these done in 15 minutes. It's probably going to take you more than 15 minutes, I know, to get all these done. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you liked today's video and you got something out of it, please give me a thumbs up underneath. Have a great day, everybody.